Hi guys, welcome back to our show. Today we have very interesting new episode for you. We're meeting Awake team. They've been flying really high with their rockets and we've been testing the products last year. It was really exciting, but now they're going to fly even higher, releasing the new eFoil. Welcome to the show guys, Flo and Adam.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mike.
Very excited to see what you're coming up with. Tell me more.
And now we can finally announce, we're super excited about that, of course, that we're launching the Awake VINGA, which is the eFoil addition to the Awake family.
It's really cool. It's behind you. I cannot wait to see you. And it's very amazing how consistent you are with the style. It's like same style. It's a plug and play, interchangeable. Tell me more about this idea that you can interchange the batteries and what else?
Yeah, so I mean, if we talk about the overall portfolio, of course, we already when we set out to develop VINGA, we thought, how can we reward all of those passionate riders out there that already have one of our Ravik products? And what better way to do that than to be able to use that very same battery on whichever Awake board you are on, and that was really the birth of our Awake Flex battery system, so that you can take your Ravik battery onto the VINGA, and of course also vice versa.
And you're going to have two batteries, right?
Exactly, same for the Ravik. You have the standard battery and the XR battery, the extending range one. So both of them fit into the VINGA, and you can take your battery from your existing Ravik you received last year or 2 years ago and put them into the eFoil as well. So it's exactly the same concept of battery, but now you can pour different type of board basically. And
probably with eFoil you have less friction and more riding time with the same batteries. What riding time are you getting so far?
Now we're kicking with the standard battery on the VINGA 1 hour 20 minutes of foiling, and with the XR battery we are going up to 2 hours foiling, which is quite interesting now because we're matching the charging time with the riding time for the batteries. So standard battery is 1 hour 20 minutes charging, 1 hour 20 minutes riding, and same for the XR battery.
And what's the difference in weight?
We have 4 kilos difference between the two batteries, and it's around 50% capacity more in the XR than on the standard battery.
Very interesting. And another very cool feature of your new eFoil is that you're having a jet instead of an open propeller. Tell me more why you went this way. It's very unusual and new to the industry.
You have seen, and we have all seen a lot of injuries in the past years with the boom of the eFoil in the world. So first of all, safety, I guess, because of course you have a fully shielded jet, so there is no point, you cannot put any part of your body in contact with the impeller or propeller. So first of all, this, you avoid a lot of danger. And there is also a big benefit when it comes to riding and the confidence you get on the board, because as you know, on the eFoil, as soon as you get the engine on top of the water and you go a bit too high, you tend to crash quite hard for the full height of the foil. That gets you a bit scary when you're foiling because you don't want to crash at high speed and very hard. And with the jet, you get this continuous flow of water, which means that the board keeps on moving forward and it's just getting you down, but you won't crash from the top to the bottom straight away. So it makes you in a more confident mindset when you ride the foil, which is very nice when you want to attempt new things.
So basically when you breach, you're not going to nosedive, you keep on riding, right? It's easier to recover.
Exactly. Of course, if you take the full jet out of the water, you're gonna nosedive. But if you just take it slowly because you don't do it on purpose, you want to keep moving forward, and that's a big thing when it comes to riding, actually, and safety.
Plus, you get the full length of the mast, and the engine is on the bottom side. So, what's the length of the mast?
The mast is 70 centimeters. We have had a lot of discussion during the development what's the accurate mast, because of course if you have a higher mast it becomes more dangerous because you have more chances to have contact with the wings, and if you have a too low mast, after it becomes less nice to ride because you tend to get the engine out or touch with the board. So 70 centimeters, it's a good ratio to fly without to fly on the full mast all the time, and without having the board tilting on the side and making contact with the wings, basically.
All right. And what about the shape of the board? I assume it's wide a little bit, or it's the same shape as Ravik has?
I mean, the design is the same, was exactly the same deck pad. As you can see, you really see the family DNA behind. But the board, of course, for the foil is much smaller. It's 4-6 foot, so it's around 140 centimeters. And it's quite thick and wider. It's same width than the Ravik, but it's wider compared to the length, which make it with a lot of buoyancy. It's around 60 liters buoyancy, and this will help a lot for beginners. And as well, if you touch the board on the water and you want to fly again, you're gonna have this like bounce back in, and the beginner will be much more comfortable because it floats more, of course. And something you haven't seen yet too much, we're gonna keep on pushing after and educate our customers about that we have a wide gliding surface underneath the board, which make it glide much more on top of the water when you're learning, basically.
And very interesting, you've been doing a lot of jumps already, even with the new eFoil. And are you going to use foot straps like on the main Ravik or not?
Yes, of course, there is on both the battery and the board inserts for foot straps. That's going to be able to be used by anyone who wants to jump or turn or be a bit more confident with the foot straps. So this will be an option for the riders.
Very cool. Wow, it's a lot of really cool features. I cannot wait to try it myself. But I assume you're not going to ship before the summer, right?
So we're revealing it now, and we're planning to ship before summer. So we wanted to get everybody excited already now for this thing that is coming.
That's really amazing, because you have one of the highest quality and most powerful jet boards on the market. So this must be a good stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you like it. I mean, as you know, here we're super passionate about that. It's been some of the team are writing eFoils since some time now, even before we had ours. And we could see what we liked, what we didn't like. You know what you like, what you didn't like, what your reviews as well. And we get some intel of your feedback on that. And I mean, it was a good opportunity for us to build something from zero, having already some intel from an experience about it. So we really try to make a product which fits our use and the use of the customers in the future.
And I mean, you have met Flo before, so you know what he's like. And I mean, it's been super. He's a fantastic rider, but he's also a very picky customer. So he's been making life a little difficult for R&D to make sparing, no detail. You can hear, I think, that every single inch of this board has been designed to create an experience that both riders of course, his caliber, but also those that maybe want to take their very first flight can feel very comfortable with.
Yeah, I've seen Flo been taking the board to the tests and challenges in the big waves here in Portugal last summer. It was really exciting to see this in person. Really big waves, and yeah, you're a brave man.
So we'll have to get this one there next time. That's gonna be a project for us to come to meet you again.
Yeah, looking forward to see you again. When are you going on tour?
We haven't decided yet, but we will come back to you with some information and the program for the summer, because of course we're gonna put this board in the hand of our customers and partners and ambassadors like you as well, so everyone can get to try it and get their own opinion and put the product to test with external people as well, which is going to be very fun. I'm sure you're going to love it. We've been, as Adam was saying, it's been designed for high performance, because we are very picky to have something which is you can do a lot of tricks and very hard riding, but we have in mind that a lot of people want to get their first flight and improve with the board. So all the products, you've tried it on the Raviks as well, are beginner friendly as well, with different kind of features through the firmware, but also they float quite well and very stable, and that's what we've been doing here for the Vinga as well, keeping on the same line.
Perfect. Okay, let's get to the best stuff. Can we see it closer?
So here you can see the Vinga. So you will recognize our very own deck pad here, which really gives the family DNA compared to the Ravic you see in the background. And one of the main points we have is our flex battery, which is the same battery shared for all the board. So without any hatch or any cables to plug it in. So here you can just disconnect the battery like that and take it out. As you know, you have this big connector here and you have a big connector here on top of the mast. And there is something that you will love because you're riding a lot of eFoils, is the fact that you don't have any screws or cable or hoses between the mast and the board. So basically you can disconnect it in one movement. I will show you now. Here, you can put the board straight here. And I will just open this handle like that, and I can take the board out of the mast. And now I have just my board, which is empty of any electronics. So it's quite light. And here I have the driving module, which is basically the electronic speed control on the top. Then you have the mast, the engine, the jet in the back, and then the two wings. So if you want to carry it on the beach, for example, you just have to take your board and your driving device like that, and you can move it around. So there is no more heavy lifting with these like 30 plus kilo boards around when you have the battery in, because you have no hatch to open. So it's very quick just to unclick it, move the board, and just click it just next to the water, basically. So here I will show you again how to plug it in. You just put the board here, press down the handle. I secure it with this small lock. After you come and put the board down and you take your battery, slide it into place, and here you're ready to go in the water, basically. After we have had some question about the handle to carry the board, here we have our battery handle, so you can carry the board from here, and in the back there is kind of a small cap in the shape of the board. That means you can hold the board with your hand. So when you're next to the water, you just want to put the board in the water, you can simply lifting up like that and work with it, right? And if you prefer to hold it from the mast, like any eFoil, you just put it here, take the handle, the mast, and then you can work with it to get in and out.
Very cool, very cool. Tell me more about the wings.
About the wings. So here, on this one, you have our wing, which is 1,350 square millimeter. So it's like our medium wing today. And we have also a 1,800 square millimeter wing, if you're heavier. So these wings have been designed to be very stable. They are cruising wings, but we still wanted something very dynamic because it's part of our DNA. We want something that we can cruise and it's very easy to ride, but we don't want to be able to go only straight. So that's why we call it dynamic cruising wings, because it's very stable. You don't have to put any effort to get your stability on the board, but you can still turn it quite well and make deep turns with it. After, I would recommend to use a bigger wing if you're a bit heavier, because it's going to help you for stability. For beginners as well, they can use a bigger wing. I personally use this one, which is a medium one, and also heavier rider can use this one if they want something a little bit more aggressive and sharp.
And may I ask, how was your experience different riding eFoil with a jet compared to the propeller one? Is it feeling very different? Is it noisier or less noisy? What's the difference?
I mean, speaking about the noise first, it is less noisy. That's for sure. You'll have to experience it. It's quite crazy because yesterday we're riding together with some guys of the team, and the guy on the eFoil can properly have a conversation with the guys on the dock when they're passing through, because there is no noise on it. And that's quite impressive in the beginning. After, there is something very specific with riding with a jet, because you have more grip into the water because you have the jet stream. So it really pushes you forward, which gives you a feeling of control, which is a bit different because instead of having something shaky, because a propeller will shake the water, this one really pushes you forward with a lot of strength. So it gives you more stability and more accuracy when you're riding the foil. Because as you know, most of the time when you ride foils, you're always balancing back and front to keep your height. Okay. On this one, once you're in, you can just relax a little bit and you just go straight, even having your feet spread apart. You don't need to put your feet so much more on the front of the board, like on most eFoils, because that's something personally I find quite annoying because I come from surfing as well. So I like to have my feet back foot on the back of the board and front foot in the second third of the board, or you should do for most of the water sports. And that's what we have created here as well, is this feeling that you can have your foot spread apart in the normal riding position, which feels more natural when you want to do some turns.
All right. And you're using the same remote control, right?
Exactly. It's same battery, same remote control than for the Ravic series. Just the firmware inside when it comes to the eFoil is a bit different curves because the eFoil is a bit more sensitive, so you can't have the same acceleration. On the Ravic series, when you press the trigger, you want the full pull release straight away. On the eFoil, you want it to be a bit more gradually to keep in control, otherwise you're just going to fly way above the water. So that's what we've done. And everything is in the firmware which are inside the electronic speed controller. So even if you take your battery from the Ravic and you put it in the foil, you will have the right setup straight away just by plugging the battery in.
Very cool. Okay, cannot wait to try it. I think it looks really cool, very stylish like all your other products. So
thank you.
I'll be seeing you soon in the water. Thank you so much for your demo. So are you going to ship internationally or are you focusing on Europe right now?
So for this first season, it's about Europe. And then after that, we are looking to beyond Europe.
Cannot wait to try it out myself. So you're very welcome to visit me in Portugal soon.
Yeah, you will be sure to be on the stop of the Tour of Flow. I'm sure he's dying to go back to Portugal, right? So, and I look forward as well to meet you in due time, Mike. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and thanks a lot for taking the time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank
See you next time.